Hi guys, hope you're well. This is Amar and this is Amarvani by Amar, the channel for positivity, happiness, and books, right? Because after all, that's what books are about. Books study human life through stories, through prose, through poetry, and they try to make people happier. That's the kind of art form writing is, right? So we are reading my second book right now, and I don't know why this. Did you hear a kid shouting from the balcony? Please ignore that, right? So we're reading. So this is called 10 short stories for young adults, right? And we're reading the second story, and the story is on hope. The story is on hope, right? So I'll read all of these stories. These videos will be one story a time, because I realize that because there's some prose, then there is the story, and if I break the video into two parts, it won't make sense because that has to be cohesive. So as long as the video it is, there'll be one video for one story, right? And I'm putting the link of the book in case you're interested. The link for the book is in the description. Cool. I've also started a blog. I'm quite an amateur with the blog. There are a lot of people who are doing blogs professionally, and they probably understand blogging way better than I do. But I've started one. Hopefully we'll put out like three to four vlogs at least a week. So yeah, let me know there how do you find that. Cool. Let's read. So hope. It's called hope. I believe hope is the most beautiful word in English language. This is when I wrote this. I wrote this book. I do believe the other words also which are more important than hope. There's love, there's acceptance. Those words are more important, but hope is still one of the most important words in language. I believe hope is the most beautiful word in English language. Hope. There's something that happens when I say that word softly. Hope. Try it. Say it. Hope. Hope is enmeshed in life as it is. As I write this, I'm reminded of the catastrophe in Haiti, where thousands of people have died in one of the worst natural disasters mankind has seen. This must be around 2010, because that's when this book was written. There's still hope that nature has had its expression of anger, and Haitians will be able to resume life to normal. At the same time, I'm recording this video in 2021 when nature has destroyed so many lives. About 3.5 million people have died across the world with the virus. So some reminder of the catastrophe. So it's worse than what happened in 2010. There's still hope that nature has its expression of anger, and Haitians will be able to resume life normal. The ones who will survive will rebuild a new life, build it on hope. For us human beings, as long as we are alive, anything can come to an end. The jobs we stick to dearly, for they pay for our lives, our relationships, businesses. Almost everything that's dear to us can come to an end. Thankfully, we can start again. As long as we're breathing, it's not over. Hopefully, things will be better and life will be happier. Do not ever give up on hope. It's all we have. And now we start with the story. So let me tell you a story. So Joy had turned 27 just a week back. He was sitting quietly facing the river with his legs immersed in water, thinking about his life. He was happy, for he had achieved success much beyond what was expected of him. But it did not always seem possible or easy. He was himself not sure many times, but he had always been hopeful. He was now an engineer and had a salary of about 80,000 a month, an extremely respectable salary in India. He had a beautiful wife whom he loved, and his parents were proud of him. As he sat amused with himself, he looked back. So Joy belonged to a small town in India. His parents were poor and had worked extremely hard to make sure he received good education and does not have to go through the physical drudgery that had been their lives. So Joy's parents ironed clothes to make a living, since he remembered. They would go to collect clothing items from the houses in the precinct where they worked in the morning, iron them all day, and then deliver the iron clothes in the evening. That's how their lives were spent, almost the entire lives. He saw them working day and night in the hope that one day, when he becomes something, they will be proud and their efforts would have paid off. They did not know what exactly he'll become. The definition of success for him was a job that paid him at least 15,000 a month. When Sujoy thought about his parents, he realized that they had never asked or wished for anything for them, and had devoted their entire lives to upbringing. He remembered asking his father once, "Papa, why don't you go and buy some clothes for yourself?" "I do not need any. I'm happy to see you in the best of clothing, and that is enough for me," his father said. Are all parents like this? He had thought. His mother would mostly subscribe to the opinions of his father. He did not remember her ever asserting views of her own. He did not have any siblings. He had wondered why, and assumed the answer that his parents had been wise enough. It is better only to have children you can support, rather than to send them begging. His childhood had been tough. Sometimes with the studies he would help his parents with ironing and delivering the iron clothes to the customers. His friends at school were helpful and considerate towards him. There had been certain very difficult moments when Sujoy did not have the will to move forward and he felt like he would give up. One of such incidents was that of his mother falling prey to anemia. Sujoy was 15 then. His mother was in the bed for months and was not recuperating for a long time. His father had to attend to work, and there were many days he was not able to go to school and stayed with his ailing mother in the hospital. The medical expenses had been exorbitant to be borne by the family, and this had resulted in an acute sense of helplessness. His father kept very quiet during the entire episode, and Sujoy knew how difficult it was for his father. He was a strongly built man, but Sujoy felt that he looked pale during the period his mother was sick. What if something happens to Ma? The thought had chilled every bone in Sujoy's body as he sat beside his mother. He did not think of school for many days as he stayed absent because somebody was needed at his mother's bedside and there were no relatives to support them. All he did was pray and hoped that everything would be fine. His mother's health improved after staying in the hospital for about a month and going through multiple transfusions of blood. They had survived. Survived in hope. He had finished school in the next 2 years and secured admission to an engineering college in his state itself. But he had to leave home to a different city. It had been killing to stop his mother from crying when he left home. His father had been calm as usual. They knew that this was the last straw. He would finish his engineering and come back home. The duration of this course was 4 years. He was doing well and working very hard. His home city was at a distance of 5 hours distance from the engineering school. He lived there with one boy called Shakti who shared the room with him. Initially they had not liked each other, but after a couple of arguments and altercations, they had become close friends. Sujoy was very happy to have Shakti as a friend. He felt grateful for his presence. In the second year, he had an accident. He fractured his left ankle. His fourth semester exams had been due, and he did not know what to do and how he would finish the courses and prepare for the exams. He was feeling broken, and when he saw his plastered leg, he cried and cried some more. The expenses were covered under the insurance, which were part of the fees. He did not tell his parents about the incident initially. Shakti insisted that he should inform his parents, but did not budge. But he did not succeed for long in hiding it from his mother, who could sense that something was wrong. She asked him, "Sujoy, what's wrong with you? You do not sound yourself," and he broke down. Sujoy realized that he will not be able to hide anything from his mother. He told her, and his parents came over to see him. His mother wept when she looked at him, but he asked her to stay calm when he himself was in agony. Shakti spoke to the headmaster to allow Sujoy to miss the class and take the examination. The headmaster did not approve, and this caused him extreme anguish. He had thought, what's the point of it all? His father went again to the headmaster to make a special exemption in his case on the basis of sincere record so far. The college governing council considered the issue, and finally he was allowed to take the exams and not miss a semester. He recovered in 3 months, and things returned to normal. There had been many such incidents, Sujoy thought, where he felt like life would not recover. From the shock, like getting fired from his first job within 2 months. The break from his first relationship, which emotionally devastated him. But he had recovered, and those incidents had proved to be transitory. He had emerged being hopeful and successful. He had gifted a car to his parents last year. Life was just beginning as he got married a month back. His wife returned with food, and both of them sat eating splashing water with their feet, looking at the arrival. It's a beautiful story. So that's the end of the story, and I'm glad I wrote these stories. Although they're quite short, they should be a little longer. I don't think I would write short stories now, because if I write fiction, the fiction has to be more dense and has to have more depth and more to the story, because short stories by definition run too fast, and a lot happens within a short period of time, like this happened in case of Sujoy. But it's a story of how Sujoy went through a lot of things in life and a lot of problems which looked at that point to be ending his life altogether, but they didn't. So the lesson here that we need to learn is that the tough times don't last forever, and we are able to get through them, and life eventually improves, right? So there are signs of destiny, and this destiny keeps us alive. There's hope that things will become better and we will be happier again, right? And it makes a lot of sense in the times we're living right now, where a lot of people have lost their lives. More people have lost their lives than I've ever seen in my life dying. A lot of people have lost their livelihoods. So stay hopeful, because in case you're alive and you're fighting and you hang in there, life will turn out to be okay. Because destiny and nature has designs which we do not understand. We cannot understand the designs of nature. We do not understand why things are the way they are. Sometimes they seem to be extremely unfair and painful, but then there's reason to be hopeful as long as we're alive, right? Sometimes things will not work. These are the times we need to hold on. As human beings we must hold on. Tough times don't last. Hope does. Things will happen. Life is a concoction of problems. You can call them challenges if that makes you feel better. There'll be times in your life when you feel devastated, as if everything is over. You will meet new people, you'll meet better people, you'll have chances to turn your life around, only if you keep hope. Hope is one of the most beautiful words in English language. Hope. For you want to fight and you're not a loser. Hope. For history has proved over and over again that people who do not give up hope and keep on working towards their goals eventually succeed. Hope. For those who love you and still need you. Hope. For tomorrow is another day. Hope. For it's a beautiful life. There's a small poem to end the chapter. At times I think when things are not good. At times I think when gloom clouds my mood. At times I think in overwhelming pain. At times I think when all seems in vain. I think at times, is it worth it? I think at times, does it matter? True, these emotions are no lie, the life is in shatters. But I'm living, and that is actually what matters. The people who love me, those who need me. The mountains to climb, the things to be done. The reasons to believe the life still is fun. Yes, I'm hurt, I'm torn apart, but nothing stops me from making a new start. So let's perform duties, walk the tightrope, because I'm living and there's hope. Because I'm living and there's hope. There's hope, right? So that's the end of this video, and keep hope, because as long as we're alive, there is hope. Thank you.